Boom!
Welcome to the Random Party Generator. I am Eric Tenkar, one of your hosts. With me, as pretty much every other Friday, is none other than Rob Conley, Mr. Bat in the Attic, and every other Friday, but now this Friday, we're going to try to really confuse you. You don't know what show you're tuning into. Is the one and only Glen Halstrom, otherwise known as Old Man Grognard, and Foogly. It was about 9 minutes to before the show when I said 10 minutes. So we are technically on time ish. All right. Fashionably 1 minute late. If somebody was coming to dinner and they were 1 minute late, you'd be thank God because I was still getting the food ready. So I don't want to hear crap. Okay. Mr. Gunn, welcome. Death Angels, welcome. Dan, welcome. I want to make sure I catch everybody that's
Welcome,
posting.
welcome, welcome.
Welcome to. Actually, this is going to be. I guess we're only going to have what 3 more shows before the end of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have another big blowout, grand unification of all the podcasts.
Yeah, we have to bring everybody
The
in for the
old,
last show.
the old bowel blowout show. Yeah.
Fugly, are you busting my hump on that comment? Are you busting Joe the lawyer? Just Chthonic musings. Welcome, uh, uh, Death Angel. I'm trying to go eat dinner. Listen, I am the person that likes to get to some place 15 minutes early. I'll sit in the car, but I'm early. Most of my family likes to cut it by the skin of their teeth. I'm not good at that. Mr. Gunn says Rob saw that CGI is doing an Eve.
Of all, it's the Elven Kingdom of Harn. It's the last of the. I have the
Oh,
Harn hardcovers over there. It's the last one they need to release, and
oh,
they saved it last because they really want to do a quality job on the elves, which has a lot of the more mythic stuff of Harn in there, and because it's actually until the hardbacks came out, it was the newest of the revised kingdoms. They
okay. Interesting. Interesting.
and so they saved that they didn't need to do. They didn't feel like they need to get to that right away like they did the older kingdom.
The great Brado. No, we don't create characters. What we do though is randomly assemble your party for every other Friday night. We don't know aside from your main host here, myself, and Rob is unless Rob is getting knocked out by severe illness. Rob is steady like a rock. All right. Now some of you might say it's because we have no lives outside of this. Um,
He could be right.
they could be right when they say that. Erudite DM, welcome. Erudite, you could be on if you wanted to. Just
hmm
go into the server. You know where
I'm
the link is.
I'm a Don Samora substitute tonight.
Well, Don normally wouldn't be on a Friday, but we didn't have a live stream yesterday. Don was feeling under the weather.
Yeah, I did. Nobody told me, and it just passed. So I said, "Oh, I guess we're not doing a show
I
tonight." Okay.
I totally I apparently am the one that needs to make the notifications when that happens, even though it's not my live stream, and I forgot to notify you. So I will I will fall onto the sword on that one. Can't help it; it happens. By the way, Shellback, that broccoli soup sounds really good, but I love broccoli soup, but I haven't had it in over 10 years. I had an incident at Pizza Hut where they had unlimited soup and breadsticks and salad, and I'll just say that uh, no more broccoli soup for me.
So when I was 10 or 11, um, one Christmas, you had that long break at the end of the year from school and stuff. So it was like December 30th or 31st. Anyway, it's one of the Christmas things floating around, whether the gift or not, was a big box of Reese's of fake Reese's cup, but they were good, but Reese's cups.
Right.
And so, being the stupid young kid I was, one evening while I was watching the $6 Million Man or something on TV, I started mowing those down, and I think there was only like a little bit of the box eaten, so I killed the remaining 2/3 of the box. Oh God, I
You're
was
reliving my
so sick the next morning, and I was sick I missed New Year's Eve. I was sick until the day before school, and ever since then, for the last 5 decades of my life, I cannot stand chocolate and peanut butter together. Separately, I like, but
Right.
never together. Its memory
Right.
still haunts me to this day.
I have a
I, I,
few foods and candies that way too.
I will vague book my incident. So Rach and I think we had just gotten married, and we were up in the Poconos, and we're enjoying this, and I'm having the soup. It is delicious. And Rach wants to do a little shopping afterwards, so I drop her off in the mall, and I'm sitting in the car, and then that little voice in your head goes, "Oh shit!" Right? You know that voice that says you're in trouble, and I realized that I had to find a restroom fast, and I ran into the Kmart. That tells you how old it was. There was a Kmart still open, and I ran into their restroom, and all I will say is I was that person. The person that when you walk into the restroom and you go, who the bloody hell was here last?
Well, you didn't have a blowout, and that's good.
I'm
Well,
telling you,
I have one
I
more gross food story to tell. So, when I was growing up, one of the dishes my mom liked to prepare for the family was sauerkraut and uh, hot dog. My dad and my older brother, they were okay with it. My sister and my mom loved it. Me, I hated it, and it made me ill. But my mom did not believe me. She did not believe me until one night, she sit down there and she had enough of me. Said, "Rob, you're going to eat that plate. I prepared it for you. You're going to eat it." And my mom's pretty chill for the most part, so that was a little surprising, that harsh coming from her. So, but Mom, I'll throw up. I swear to God, I'll throw up. No, you're not. You're just eat it. Okay. And I ate it. I ate it. Then I felt it. Said, I got to go. I didn't even ask to be excused. I just went up. And the way our kitchen was laid out, uh, the dining nook was next to the back door out to the driveway. And just beyond that, there was the bathroom. So I go running past that into the bathroom, close the door, but it's just a door. And well, let's just say they heard the evidence. After that, my mom never had me eat sauerkraut and hot dogs. Well, I would eat the hot dogs, but
Smart
she
woman.
never had
no more sauerkraut for you.
no more sauerkraut.
Uh, let's see. Dan and Kitten say hello. Hello. Age of Adventure. No one of consequence. Gilwen Live. All of you, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I mean, listen, just so you know, this is a hex crawl. Friday nights is as much of a hex crawl as you're going to get on these live streams because we don't know what party we are assembling. And yes, I just did an episode on random encounters and yay or nay. And part of the reason why Joe is not here is because we know that Joe doesn't believe in random encounters. Everything for him is like programmed. It's almost psychotic. Not.
Fool that he is.
I mean, and listen. I've gained with Rob as my GM. I've gained with Joe as my GM. Very different styles.
Oh yes.
Very
Yes,
different.
there was one moment in that last campaign where he did not read the frickin' room.
No.
Sure, we agree that the DM's always right, but that's not 100%. And he did not read the frickin' room. But speaking of random encounters, we're gonna have a random encounter right now because you just encountered a bag of coins, and as people know who read my stuff know that I'm a fan of the Harn money system, in which I adopted from my own stuff, silver pennies, and so it's a silver-based system. And then I have one valuable gold coin that's worth 320 silver. So for my birthday this year, I noticed some stuff online, and I asked for it, and I got it. So I am happy to present what a
Sure.
gold piece, what a gold crown, and the silver pennies look like
Oh, and where did we acquire that, Rob?
on Etsy. These are 20 millimeter Anglo-Saxon and Viking coins.
That looks like Etsy stuff. Yeah.
And then these are 30 millimeter uh, fantasy coins. So this is the Dwarven silver coin. And then those of you who backed my Northern Marches Kickstarter got probably read a little about the story of the Bright Empire. They're the other source of Gold Crown. This is a Bright Empire, which is kind of like my version of Rome, Gold Crown. So in my world, this gold is worth 20 times the value of silver, and 16 of these guys is £1, and 250 of these, actually 256 of these, is £1 of silver. So that's why the math works out the way it does. But if you ever wonder what a gold crown and silver penny look like in my campaign, that's what
There
it
you
looks
go. That's pretty cool.
How
You know,
nice.
I gotta admit that I've backed far. I used to have my Kickstarter addiction. I would back for those fantasy coins that would come up because they're like, oh my god, they look so cool, and it gets to the point where you're not gonna do anything with them unless I start giving them away at like gaming conventions to my players. And believe me, I have enough dice that I give away dice a lot of times. They're interesting, but
I might order a bunch of these and like have players maybe have my convention table vote on the MBV, and they get a gold crown.
all right.
No one says bring back the silver groat. What, groat cakes? There's a reference you're going to have to be old to know.
Man, I don't
Oh,
even
and I
know if I
wrote
know
it a
that one.
silver coin. I
Groat
forgot.
cakes.
I forgot the exact weight, but it's less than a shilling, which is 24 pennies. But
Mhm.
it's I think it's like 8 or 10 pennies. Yeah, and England actually had a heck of a time introduced gold coinage. It wasn't until the reign of Edward III they actually had the gold coin, the gold noble actually stick.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, they used silver and other people's coins. The only native coin that they struck was the silver penny. And I don't have it here to show, but I actually have, courtesy of my father and
Uh-huh.
actually my uncle, who gave it when he passed away back in the 90s. My dad inherits his coin collection, but he had an Irish silver penny minted by King John.
Ooh.
Damn.
Now, it's not that bad. It's like you can buy one now for like $50 or something.
Still, that's
But
awesome.
it's cool, and that's when I realized, wow, that's just no wonder there's 250 of these per
Yeah.
pound.
Well, listen, about 20 years ago, one of my hobbies when I was at 11 months with cancer from my job
Wait
was
a minute,
to buy.
A groat is 4 pence.
Oh,
Thank you.
I would buy what they called was uncleaned Roman coins. You're buying them in a batch, and you would soak them in a soapy water and then shake them, and then you clean them with tools. And I got a few coins. I have one that was a Greek silver nickel combination that was actually pretty interesting to see. But old coins, you're never gonna really find gold coins because trust me, they get picked out of these lots. Are a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
fun to collect. God
yeah.
knows what mine are now.
Well, I
Yeah.
ain't got that kind of stuff, but if you want to pivot over to dice, one of my standard things I say to people is, look, I got dice older than you. Guess what? I got dice older than me.
Uh-oh.
Quite a while ago, about 20 years ago, I traded some game material for a set of D6s or a few D6s that were made um, before the turn of like the 1880s or something like
Really?
that, out of ivory, real
Oh,
ivory.
Oh, nice.
that's cool.
But do you own the original dice in the proper colors?
They're all white. It's ivory. No, I
No,
don't.
no, no.
No, I know what you're talking about. No, I never did. Although I did have some low impact dice at one time.
Yeah, for those of you who don't
You
know
know,
what,
with the crayon and all that.
yeah, this bad boy.
Uh huh.
I actually tracked down. So I lost. This is not my from back of the day copy.
Right.
But thanks to those collectors at the Arcanum who really dig into this stuff, I figured out the exact printing that I did have. And one of them, when one of them came up to eBay, and this was before everything started skyrocketing, I was able to get this is the exact printing of what I had. And
Right.
these are the dice in the original color.
Yes,
Yes.
I recognize those.
In the
Now,
proper colors.
now I owned a set of those dice. I don't know how many I have left, but I owned a set of those. They came in my first print Gamma World.
Oh, really? They had them in the Gamma World.
Yeah, they had them in the first print Gamma World.
The
and right away I was like, man, these are some shitty dice.
You mean like this?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't have dice in here. And I got this for inexpensive because the corners busted out. But
the only other thing I can claim is if you're coming to WizardCon or North Texas and stuff, you can probably get me to run a Ghostbusters game. I have a box of the original Ghostbusters with a ghost die.
He does. And it is
oh wow,
and Glen rolls he really runs a great Ghostbusters game.
Thank you. Thank you. But I was so lucky. I got that at Half Price Books.
Really?
Somebody decided to get rid of all their box sets, and I found that along with the original Gangbusters and the original Chill, which I shipped to Mike Stewart because he's a big fan. But I got that for $10, and the guy left the ghost die in there. It's like, yeah,
All
all
right.
right.
that happened.
Yeah, I check my collector's impulse. I said, okay, I will only restore what I used to have. So that's what, if you look at, I know I have a lot of gaming stuff, but if you look at the box set, the old stuff, all those box sets there are the ones that I used to own in the 80s.
Okay.
And that either sat on or busted or, you know, and so I obtained the, uh, yeah, none of the box set survived until the present. So all of those pristine copies,
And
I
thanks to my vigilance, Elizabeth Stewart now has a copy of the first printing of Bunnies and Burrows,
Oh, nice. Okay.
signed
Well,
by Doctor. Yeah.
Dr. Dennis is there. Ravenclaw, welcome. What are your thoughts on Adventurer Conqueror King system? Well, I ran Axe early on with my return to gaming, I don't know, 2010, 11, right around when I was getting married or right after my marriage. And then I went from Axe, I went to Osric, kind of interchangeably, depending on what I wanted to run. Axe, first edition, great system. Axe 2E, amazing looking books. I've yet to delve into it because I probably got to devote, I don't know, half a week just to looking at it. So I have them on my shelf and I am impressed. But I will tell you from Axe 1, the domain system in Axe first edition, because I was buying all the supplements, is actually play tested at in Manhattan one time. It's really sweet, and Axe is great if you want to do racial classes. Right? If you don't want your just another dwarven fighter, they have tweaks to every race has their own racial classes. So I really like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the system itself, the support material is excellent, and I even got asked Alexander Macris if I could use some of his stuff with permission.
Mhm.
Or like my merchant system adapts the Axe trade system for my Majestic Fantasy stuff. And but his system is his character classes. They reflect his vision, not mine. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, it's based on BX, but then he tacks on skills. All right. So there's personally for me, there's a lot in Axe that I would like to take out and use with my systems, like my own hack or whatever I want to run it that day. But would I use it as is? I don't know. Just like I like a lot of stuff in the without numbers system from Kevin Crawford. But would I use it as is? I don't know. I'm a tinkerer. Rob's a tinkerer. I mean, you know,
Well, there. Okay, I
you
wouldn't.
have a vision, Rob. You have a vision of what you want out of a game. That's why I call you a tinkerer. And you're not like the endless tinkerer like Joe is. All right, you're not. I'm not talking like that way, but you have a vision of what you want, but at the same time, you're not adverse to being influenced by outside sources, which is good.
So the thing that people need to be aware about AKS, and this is not so much as a problem, but as a consequence, that because Alexander did so much research, he made it probably too true to history when it comes to his domains and stuff. So you can easily wind up with realms with millions of inhabitants producing armies of 100,000 combatants easily with the system. And the thing that I found is it kind of loses the. You kind of want to go with what I guess in Traveler has the same problem with the Third Imperium, but then people talk about adventure scale. The world of 1,000-ton starships, and that's the biggest starship you have in your campaign, and the whole campaign seems something like the whole setting, the space setting you make from that seems much more approachable. The same with fantasy, and that's how I design my Black Marsh, my Majestic Fantasy. I have demographic rules that I adhere to. I
Right.
orient it to the human scale of things.
Hmm.
So you'll have armies of thousands at the most, but I'm not going to ask the people to create settings with millions of people with armies in the tens of thousands because that it gets really impersonal and too wargame-ish.
Right.
And, and Harn does that a little bit. For all their all their world building, the island of Harn itself is known to be underpopulated for the society that it depicts. You Tolo everybody, it's like wow, it's like not it's not very populated at all.
Huh. Well, I mean, listen, one of the great advantages of the OSR is the plethora of systems. You're going to find something that comes really close to your ideal system. For me, right now, what comes closest to if I was going to house rule something to run as I want it, Dragon Slayer probably comes the closest. Does it mean that I would run it as is? No, because I gotta tweak it to what I want. But for what I want, I like some of the things that Greg did. I like the fact I didn't think I would, but I played a spellcaster in his game at North Texas. I like the fact that you can't memorize a spell more than once. It keeps people from spamming charm or hold person or sleep or magic missile. It makes you think a little bit more as opposed to just going, oh, I've got my sweet spot. So that's a house rule that I would take to any OSR game I was running. I just happen to like it. So
Well, the I think what's important that if you do write a system isn't don't avoid writing the system. Just be clear what your creative vision is for the system. For example, and explain why you have this stuff that you have. If you get my Majestic Fantasy stuff, even with the basic rules, I tell you in my Rob's note why I do the things the way I do, because most of you guys are like Eric. You're going to kick bash whatever the system you're
Yep.
actually going to use for your system. So you can see the parts that I'm using that I have that are useful to you. For example, I have skills in my system. The reason that they are in there is because players in my camp, because I run sandbox campaign, players do things other than spellcasting and combat, and they want to be better at those other things outside of spellcasting and combat. Hence, you can improve those using my game, and I call them skills. And but if skills aren't your thing, you like my combat system, well, I explain. There's a Rob's note in there explaining what my combat system is about, and it will work perfectly fine without my skill system.
Sure, he'll sure he'll eat it.
Every night you're picking on Rob because he won't pick his.
Brussels
I
sprouts.
hate Brussels sprouts too, so but
Neither
nobody
do
in my
I.
family likes Brussels
And
sprouts.
broccoli.
All right, Brussels
Oh, and
sprout.
broccoli is another point of
Oh, I,
contention.
I I love broccoli, but Brussels sprouts you got to prepare properly. You gotta get them. They can't if they're not the huge ones. I don't like the huge ones. If they're the smaller ones, you got to cut them in half. You got to spray them with olive oil. You got to bake them in the oven with a little garlic powder and onion powder and whatever else you think you might want, and then they come out really tasty. But when you just boil them, which listen, my grandmother would boil them. You get you get little cabbage bowls that are not very tasty.
Asparagus is another one I hate.
I'm not big on asparagus. I know people love it. I just
My mother raised me on asparagus. She every time, well, put something on it. Still tastes bad.
So
Ian, welcome, by the way. And Mike,
Frugally,
I didn't give you a shout out, but welcome. I did shout you out though in the chat.
so
Uh,
Frugally raises a good point that skills are cool as long as you're not rolling them all the time.
right.
And that's one thing I did with my basic rules, and I'll continue with when I come out with the full rules of the Majestic Fantasy. I I I have a whole chapter explaining all the different things that people can use to make rulings with my system and by extension swords and wizardry because I still remain 100% compatible with swords and wizardry. And but I make sure I don't tell people what rulings they can make because I'm not I that chapter isn't a universal task system like
Right.
some RPGs did. I say here's your armor class, here are the options with armor class, here's hit points, here are your options with hit points, and whatever you make it out to be. And one of the key points I make in there that one of the things that OD&D was famous for is that because it didn't have skill, it relied a lot on player skill. And then the practical effect of that at the table was it didn't matter if you're a magic user, a fighter, or a cleric, because there were no thief class until later. Uh, what matters is what you describe, the plan that you make, and maybe your attribute because fighters can sneak around, clerics can try to figure out how to open up a lock. They had to figure it out as a player though. But so I apply that principle to skill. You only roll when the outcome is uncertain. Other times, if they have a skill in it, assume that they're competent at what they're doing. If they have the time and resources to do it, they will succeed. Which also aligns how the fact I work in a manufacturing plant writing software for metal cutting machine. We don't have guys, cutting the latest rails for the machine, making skill checks every time they do that.
Oh, Dan, that would be fun though.
Yeah, I mean, if they had a 5% failure rate, there's going to be a problem. But when it comes to, an unexpected issue, we have to troubleshoot something. That's when when we quote making the roll. But for the stuff that we do over and over again, yeah, skill counts. But once you master that aspect, if you have the time and pay attention, you just do it. And so that's my skill system reflects that.
That's good. That's fair. By
Yeah.
the way, yes. I want to just. I'm trying to make sure I mention everybody pops into the chat because. So, Robert Santon, welcome, and again, I'm not a fan of asparagus. I'll eat it.
Mike,
My
right?
problem is it's usually very woody. But I guess it was probably not great when we buy it in the supermarket anyway. And Mike, enough about the Brussels sprouts. We're done with the Brussels sprouts. We're done with the asparagus.
That's right.
No
Done with the
more of that.
vegetables.
Enough of that stuff.
None of that stuff. I don't need it. I don't need weird smelling pee. Well, it was mentioned in the chat, and it's true with asparagus, but I'm overclamped. Yes. Oh,
All
damn.
right, let's distract him. I have some minor Kickstarter news. If those who follow my Kickstarter know that I have engaged two artists, Richard Lutzchek of Columbia Games Harn fame, and Rick Hershey, who's done a lot of art for a lot of different projects over the years. And I am finally getting some art from Rick Hershey. So if you want to roll that beautiful bean footage.
We will roll with the bee footage.
Beautiful bean footage. Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay, so this is a halfling village. This is in one of the front section where I give a little description of each race and their cultures and where their place in the northern marches. This is a Kubar nomad, uh, guarding his flocks of sheep on the Kubar steppes. This is a amber caravan through the Visira marches. For those of you who don't know, amber is traditionally found in coastal marshes, inland marshes, and these areas of what they call blue clades, and they're nodules, and you break them open, and they have amber inside them. So the wild north is known for its amber deposits.
Cool. Shellback Bow asks, what Kickstarter is this?
It is my Northern Marches Kickstarter. I will give Eric a link into for that. I am accepting late backers.
Yeah, slap that up there, Eric.
All right. I will slap it. Wait, that didn't sound
This
right.
is a historical picture showing the Sky Riders riding their griffins, and they are the bodyguard of the Tagarian Khan. He is the founder of the Kubar Nomads, and his name in Mongolian means Sky King.
Oh, nice.
And these are hill giants in the wild north in an area known as Lez Giganov, which is Russian for the forest of giant, and their control of the forest being contested by werewolves, which is why you see
that.
those in the background. And off in the distance, you see the tower of the three Baba Yagas, three hags who are magic users of great power. And allied with them are the goblins of Gunmorel. And here they are climbing to their mine in the hills surrounding the Baba Yaga's tower. So this is one of the lost brides of Kosti the Undying. He is a very powerful lich, but unlike most liches, while he's a powerful magic user, his objective is not to conquer the wild north, nor it is to do something equally crazy like open a portal to the abyss. No, he wants to find the reincarnated spirit of his lost love, and he goes and kidnaps women from all around the wild north. And when he finds that they don't have her soul, she discards him as a zombie. And currently, there are over 1,000 female zombies wandering the hills around his tower. And these are orcs paying dark elves. Now these are not drow; they're dark elves in that they're elven supremacists, believing that everybody should be kicked out of Black Marsh and the entire region is placed under elven control. And to that end, they have orc forces, and the orcs pay tribute to them. And this is a dwarven. This is a gnomish burler. In my world, gnomes are not tinkers. They're basically forest dwarves. I'm a big fan of the Grenadier box set, and that's always my vision of gnomes. But he is out, doing his lumberjack duty, and he's also the subject of Snickle Jackson. And those who know who Matt Jackson and Joe's favorite character will get that reference. And we're back at the Halfling Village. So that is, and Rick Hershey had about 20 more pieces on the way. And once he gets there, hopefully by the end of the month, I will be able to put out the candidate release. And that's when I'll close the late backing.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
So I gave them a link to your basic rules, which if you get to one of Rob's Kickstarters, you can find them all. But that one also has a link where you can order the basic rules book.
Oh, can you link the Northern Marches as well?
Yes, one sec.
Ah, yes.
Thank you for the basic rules link, by the way.
Yep. Northern Marches.
Yeah. And there's already a beta. There's already an alpha PDF, so you'll get content right away once you sign up. It's just not edited yet. It's not edited, but Tim is almost done with it. He's on the last section.
Nice.
I'm sure it'll look glorious.
Hold on.
I'm pretty happy with it.
There's the Northern Marches. So
Yeah, I have both those kind of dark. To make it confusing, I have that kind of dark elf, and I have drow. So
Not confusing at all.
no, it makes total sense, Rob.
And just the 10-cent pitch for the Northern Marches is those of you who are familiar with my Black Marsh and my points of light setting. The Northern Marches builds on Black Marsh and Southland and expands it outward. And long ago, I released for Fight On the Wild North, which was a Wildland edition, but I reworked the southern half of that, adjoined it, and made it part of the same setting that Black Marsh and Southland is part. And it's now part of a 4-map, 12-inch by 18-inch map set covering the Northern Marches. 100,000 words of content.
Very nice.
Folks, if you haven't gotten the PDF of Black Marsh, I can't stress this enough. It is free. It is amazing. When I returned to gaming after my 10-year absence, the first thing I ran was a sandbox using Black Marsh. All right, technically a hex troll, but still, I mean that's how impressive it was. So here's the link. If you want to check it out, if you don't have it already, it is free. The print copies are inexpensive, but
and in hardcover. So this is what you get
yes,
when you get.
I have one of them.
Yeah.
Courtesy of you, Rob. Thank you.
Yeah.
Death Angel getting down to East Tennessee. Well, being that my son and daughter-in-law are in Nashville and have been busting our hump to come down and visit. Give me another reason to get down to Tennessee. I'm sure we'll be able to,
someday.
But
Tennessee is within long driving distance for me.
Yeah.
So
if this book
somewhat
takes
feasible.
off, there's better chance of me getting out there.
There you go.
Oh, thank you, D&D Dad and Son. He complimented. Oh, and Erudite, was Bill Ferdy spying for Isengard and Mordor? Well, since technically Saruman was under the shadow at that point, I mean, technically he was spying for Saruman, but since it was Sauron who wielded the shadow, and both Sauron and anybody who worked with Sauron, or sorry, since Saruman was corrupted by the shadow, along with anybody else working, they were also working for Sauron. So
Mhm.
both of them.
Twofer? It's a twofer.
It's a
Terry,
two,
welcome. It's one of, you know,
although one of them admittedly is more indirect than the other.
wow. We,
Right.
we've actually covered a lot of ground. Now Glenn,
Nah.
since we're teasing stuff, why don't you tease people about your book that is coming out?
Okay, well, we had Rob's plug. I guess it's time for me. I sent you picture of the cover of my book, my novelette.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Uh,
Oh,
Oh,
you're not just going to be an RPG author hack. You're going to be a respected novelist.
hack.
heck.
uh, I it it's a weird story. I've told it before. I don't think I'll do it again.
No, cool.
But well, how it came about? It came
Ooh,
about because of National Novel Writing Month.
okay.
Around 2016, I wrote it just to prove I could do it. Revised it twice and stuck it in a drawer for 7, 8 years. There's
Hey,
the
don't put yourself down. Remember, Hugh Howey and Andy Weir. The guy Hugh Howey who wrote Silo and
uh-huh.
Andy Weir who wrote The Martian. Kind of did it on a bet dare. What the hell? Let's write a story.
Okay.
And
Well,
now look what they are.
I hope I'm getting a series out of this. My idea was I wanted to do a fantasy murder mystery. Um, I was combining D&D with hard-boiled detectives,
Nice.
film noir, that kind of stuff, and it's fun. It moves like a bat out of hell. I still don't know who wrote it really, but it's coming out on December 5th.
Oh, we actually have a date for it. Nice.
Yes, December 5th from Wizard Tower Games, Don Samora's stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just the first of a lot of other stuff coming out from other people.
Yeah. No. And Glenn sent me a preview copy, and
Yeah.
I read about a third, and I just don't read very well off of digital unless it's on my Kindle. That's a long story, but Glenn's author voice. If you enjoy listening to Glenn tell a story on YouTube or on the
On these,
podcast he's been on, Glenn is a storyteller. Okay,
I
so
try to be.
you're going to get a story that is being told to entertain, and you're going to get involved in it.
Whether you like it or not.
Well, essentially.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, like I said, I'm hoping that I'll get a series out of it
Oh,
that'll
good
be
for you.
cool.
because it's only 200 pages and it moves like a bat out of hell. And if I can keep repeating that, I might have something here, if you know what I mean.
Nice.
I'm going to be at WizardCon in April and June in North Texas, and I will be signing these books.
Oh! I mean, I can get a signed copy.
Yeah. I mean, Don is like, he wants to put them on Amazon and the other online, but he also wants to get them in the stores. He wants them in Barnes and Noble.
No, that's cool.
Are you going to have a Kindle version?
And we talked about that, and I said, "What do you want a Kindle version?" I said, "Yeah, I want a version for whatever format we can get it in."
Yeah, and a lot of people like the Kindle version. And I'll be honest with
So,
you. I mean, listen. So, folks, just to put things in perspective, I finally bit the bullet. I got readers. They got delivered today.
yay!
So I can read my RPG books that I've been getting because
Uh-huh.
I've been like, and the PDFs are great, but I really don't like reading PDFs. But I like reading on my Kindle or on my iPad using the app, and I can make the font what it is. Now, for those that don't know this, but you would if you check out the Saturday night Gamers Health live stream, which I do with my wife Rachel. Rachel is legally blind, so for her to enjoy reading something, digital format is the best, a Kindle format, so she can enlarge the print. So I have learned to enjoy reading stuff in the Kindle format. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Kindle version.
Yeah, I have a up in the attic. I have shelves full of books, and now after what 15 years, I bought the very first Kindle,
Oh,
and
I did too. Yes.
and after 15 years, my library of Kindle, and it's all carried on this little device. And the thing, and here's the thing, folks. One thing you can do with your Kindle is you can get nice covers for it. Now, I don't have mine here, but this is my wife, and this is what she picked. So, and it just, and mine is a fake leather one, and I just love it. I just love the feel of
Yeah,
it.
I love those.
Yeah, and but it's so neat that I can carry the entire content of my attic in this
Oh, yeah.
little device.
Well, and here's the thing, like Rob's talking about the first Kindle. Folks don't remember certain things about the first Kindle. I do. The first Kindle had built-in wireless. So you could download your books from anywhere.
Oh
One of
yeah.
the first things they did away with because they were losing money on that aspect.
And then, and another thing, and this is the part I really got a little pissed off about Amazon. Those first Kindle had what they call interactive content, and they put the fighting fantasy book, and it was awesome. You could
Wow.
play the fighting fantasy book on the Kindle. I mean, it would still choose your adventure. It wasn't a computer
Right,
game at all. But when you had to roll the dice, there was a button for that, and it rolled the dice. So you had everything
right.
you need, and it had a button to show your character sheet. So everything the book told you to do to keep track of things, it was all there. And then they got rid of interactive content.
Well, another thing they did away with, I don't know if you remember this too. They had text to voice built in, and it wasn't bad. And isn't the AI voices you have now? But I used to listen to a lot of the Warhammer fantasy fiction. I would be driving to and from work and have my Kindle reading to me. And then I upgraded to a new Kindle, and it didn't do it anymore because they killed that feature.
Really?
Because,
I thought they still had text to speech.
no, they
That's
killed it.
that's kind of like an accessibility
Oh,
option.
excuse me, Death Angel Shadow. Send me your email. Um,
Yeah, and if not, reach out to me and I'll make the connections.
yeah, talk to Mister Tenkar up there, and
Yeah, I'm pretty
he
sure
will do the thing.
they killed it, Rob.
Son
Uh,
of a bitch.
yep.
I mean, I never used it, but still.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and then I was like, if it's still there, they hid it away pretty good. My last Kindle was a Kindle Oasis. No, was it Oasis or a paper white? I forget which one. I had, by the way, the big Kindle, the the huge Kindle that was you're supposed to be able to like read a comic book on it, and it was.
Well, I'll tell you what's really cool is the remarkable. You know,
Hmm.
someone at work gave one to me for free. Not sure why, because it's a really expensive device, and he got the expensive option too. Um, but what's neat about it is it's just so like reading on the Kindle to me is so natural, like reading a regular book. And
Uh-huh.
then writing on Remarkable is like writing on a piece of paper, and I can have template. So like one of the templates, I put a custom template in there that's the map of my majestic fantasy realm, and I have a notebook full of scribbled notes on the map. And when I focus on a different aspect of the majestic fantasy realm, I make a new page with that template. And the only disadvantage, and the reason I don't recommend people run out and get one, there's they're too high priced for the capabilities that they offer. But once they get down to $200 and with the same feature set that they have now, then yeah, I would take a look at that because just being able to take handwritten notes again in a semi in a but getting the advantage of having it on your computer and
Hmm.
transfer it to your PC, thumbs up. Just not for $400 or
Right.
$600, whatever they're asking for it.
It's very cool. Ah, the days of Kindle. I even had a Kindle for a while. I
Well,
remember Becky had one of the first Kindles, and she said, "Well, you can download stuff on here." I said, "Can you put a PDF on there?" And I managed to transfer one of the D&D Gazetteers, the Karamikos, on there.
Oh, how'd that work?
And well, this is the old tiny Kindles in black and white,
Uh,
and it's like
oh yeah, 'cause you can't
I
adjust
can't
the font.
read this.
well, I can tell you, Glenn, that the Remarkable or other versions of that they use e-ink, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
they do the PDF way better. I mean, they're full size for one thing,
Right.
and the performance is acceptable. I tried that experiment too, Glenn, and
Uh-huh.
it wasn't so much the text was too small because you can hit this mode and read it a column at a time, but it
Yeah.
was just the sheer god awful slowness of it.
Well, right now this is what I use. A friend of mine gave me this, which is a iPad.
I
That will
wonder.
work.
I wonder who that was.
The only problem with iPads are the battery life.
Tell me about it. I noticed that I do I'm starting to do digital art Procreate on here. Every single YouTube video I saw on this, when they're showing you what's going on with Procreate, it's always plugged in. Um, yeah, the battery life, and that goes to me. That goes for all tablets. I've never seen a tablet with a decent amount of battery life. I don't know what it is because my phone lasts all day. Have
Yeah,
no
but your
problem
phone.
with
But
that.
your phone is small. The screen is small.
Yeah.
You know, you've got especially the new iPads. They got the M1s, the M4s. They're drawing a bit more power.
Hmm.
And they're trying to make them thinner.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well,
especially,
yeah, Glenn, I have a treat to tell you. I'll show you. It's not. I don't. If you're looking for portability, I don't think it will meet your needs. But and this is yes, folk. I didn't blow my Kickstarter uh, money on kickers and blow, but I did blow it on this bad boy.
What is that?
That is an XP Pen artist tablet.
Oh, you got a tablet for your computer.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that a Wacom?
No, it's an XP Pen.
Oh, XP Pen. Okay, that's another brand.
Yep. This is the pen case for it.
Hmm.
So you can see my Bob Ross project, but yeah, I've been unfortunately I've been occupied with the Kickstarter more, but when I get done with that, but yeah, I always wanted an artist tablet. Especially back in the day, I used to hand draw a portion of my map, and I want to kind of experiment with that, combine my hand drawn work with
Hmm.
what I normally do, the way I do maps now.
I like
But
using those kind of things. Those are nice. I've twice had a Wacom tablet and twice I've given it away because plugging into the computer, I just could not get used to drawing on here and looking on there.
well, I hate to say this, the biggest use I have for this bad boy so far is as the social media monitor. This is where my email and my
Uh-huh.
Discord and if Messenger is working, it's there. And that way, if Eric is bothering me, I can just go, oh, I think I can ignore him now.
oof.
Eric bothers people? Wow.
Never. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I mean, no, but this has turned into my baby. And I got the cover with the keyboard on it. So it's like, who needs a
No,
laptop?
I do have a nice iPad, and what it functions as is my TV.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there was a period of time in the 2010s when being the computer geek I am, I was buying devices left and right,
Hmm.
and of course I tried to use my laptop or my iPad as a laptop replacement, which didn't work so well. I mean, yeah, I know people use it, but to me, it's too many compromises.
Yeah.
I
Well,
need a
My
But
com- my complaint with the other complaint with the iPad, as far as the battery goes, is the fact that I'm used to like Galaxies and Kindles, and I'm used to having them expandable. And Apple products are not expandable.
No.
I cannot
Right.
slap a SD card in there, a mini SD.
However, with the iPad Pros, which you have, you can attach a memory stick to it. That if it's
Which
USB.
I do occasionally, usually to transfer files.
There you
and
go.
you can get a dongle for that that will split the USB-C port so that you can still run power to it and attach your device.
No, I did not know that. Thank you, Rob. I'm going to have to go to Amazon and look for one of those. What's it
Yeah.
called? Split dongle?
They're dongles. There are hold on
Hold on.
USB. They're USB-C hubs. Let me.
I got my hub right here.
I mean, I have one I usually use with my laptop hanging out here. So you can get them for around, I don't know, $30.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
cheap. And so
But-
that way, if you can try and see which one is
Right.
most compatible with the
Okay.
USB.
and if you update it to the latest iOS version,
Uh-huh.
you can even get the mouse to work.
Really?
They finally added proper all that news you heard about the glass interface.
Right.
Well, to the iPad side of things, they added Windows, actual Windows, but you have to enable it explicitly,
Oh, really?
and there's now a mouse cursor.
Okay.
But of course, Eric spoiled that all for me because he gave me. I don't know why people give me their computer shit, but
Uh,
I'm
all right.
thank you. But
All
he
right.
gave me his MacBook Pro, and this is anytime I want to write or do something like that on the road, this is my
Uh-huh.
board now.
All right. So, folks, just so you know, the Tenkar family way of doing things is
I see.
if I get new electronics, it has to get paired. I don't throw things out. You know, and you could sell back. They don't pay you much to sell back an iPad, and God forbid an old computer. So I'm not going to. I
Uh-huh.
will what we call family and friends recycling.
Well, I
Okay?
really appreciate it, Eric,
And,
and
you
I
know,
know that
I did too.
honestly, like with me, I had to downsize the MacBook Pro that Rob has was my desktop until our new cat came in 5 years ago, and I had just gotten it too, and she threw up on the keyboard twice. Thankfully, I caught it quickly and nothing damaged. And I was like, I need to get a keyboard cover. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to get an actual desktop with a keyboard that if she ruins it. Now, of course, she never threw up on my desk again after that. But so that became my travel computer. But the
Right.
problem with that for me was I traveled to all these conventions. I needed something a little bit more compact. So I found more compact, got an M1 MacBook Air from Walmart.
Oh, Dan Pesh, don't even get started about Android tablets. This is my only Apple product right here. Okay. We're a Windows house,
Yeah, I
a
haven't had.
Windows slash Android house.
Yeah, there you go. I haven't had I haven't had a Galaxy Tab. I don't know, 10 years ago. Worked fine actually. It was
I can't
fine.
stand Android tablets.
But
But
I
but
mean,
when I
for what I
when you
want,
when I brought it home, I got my accessories for it.
yeah,
This is the keyboard for the laptop.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
You know, I like for me in my now remember I already explained it's a recycling program in my family.
Mhm.
Moving my family, my sister, my father, my mother to Apple products from Windows made my tech support go from literally hours a week between them all down to maybe, I don't know, once every couple of months they got a question and I got to figure out the answer for them.
I've got a gripe about Apple that
Yeah.
doesn't really have anything to do with that. But my gripe has always been the reason people use Windows is because it's cheaper.
Right.
Practically all the stuff you can get a lot of stuff online and everything for free, and over here I have to pay for it.
All
Okay.
right.
I mean,
So
I'm
here's the
everything.
thing. I'm going to disagree. Okay. First of all,
I don't know if that's
I
still
know it
true,
sounds like I'm an Apple fan. I'm not
though.
an Apple fan. I like their iPad.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I love is their iPad compared to the Android tablets I've used. The Mac, I can deal with this fine. I rather have that quality in
Mhm.
in a Windows PC.
Right.
But I am a Windows guy through and through. I was an early adopter of Windows 3.0, and I made it work. Now, I will tell you the single best piece of advice I can give anybody in Windows, because in recent years I've figured out why people are having problems with Windows, is don't upgrade to Windows Pro. Don't stick with Windows Home. Windows Home will fuck you. Microsoft will just keep changing it and changing it and changing it. Well, Windows Pro is stable. Now I know it's another under $100, so if you can't afford it, that's understandable. But as far as the free software, you just got to know where to look in the open source world.
Okay.
Half,
Well, you're
half the
probably
stuff I
right.
use is open source.
Well, this is a gripe that has been this is an old gripe with me. So this is back when I used to be a Mac guy
Okay.
because it seemed like Steve Jobs wanted to charge you for everything. And so this is a long-standing gripe, so I don't even know if it's still true or not. According to Fugly, there's a lot of free Mac software on there. All right. I'm not doubting it. I have not explored it, but that's what I mean, like, Eric, when I
Right.
game for you guys, I use a soundboard.
Right.
I got a beautiful soundboard on my old Galaxy clone for free. On here, I had to pay $160 for a lifetime license. And that kind of torqued me when I found that out.
Well, I didn't hear that last sentence.
I said 100. It kind of torqued me when I found out I actually had to pay like $160 for a lifetime license for that piece of software that I got
What
for free.
software?
That I got for free on my old Galaxy.
Oh,
Listen, I know from my perspective, I don't have to be tech support for people that have Apple devices. I just
Okay, well,
don't.
good.
So for me, it was better.
Okay.
Now I'm always tempted to go, oh, that looks like an interesting Android device, maybe, and I go, I've got two iPads. I don't need to. I don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
I mean, I don't even use Office. I use the free ones.
Oh yeah, Pages is actually pretty.
I
pretty
use
nice.
I use LibreOffice, and on the iPad I've got CollaboraOffice, which is compatible.
Okay.
And yeah, it worked out for the book. I mean, I did all my editing and corrections on those instead of Word, which I was thankful to do.
So, as a slight tech aside, everything I've seen about the new standard iPad is that it blows away for the price, which is, I mean, I think I got my niece one for Christmas. I think I paid $349 for the base model. For what you're getting, it blows away pretty much every other, even Android, for the price of what you're getting. So apparently,
as
Apple.
long as you get the 32 gig or 64, whatever the I got
The
a
base,
16 gig one, and it's terrible.
yeah, no. I think the base now is 128.
I think you're right, or
Yeah,
64. But anyway, 64 is the bottom that you should have
yeah.
settled for.
You can't unless like you're. I think my mother's is 32. My mother has gone completely iPad. She calls it her computer. My father uses a MacBook Air, and he's happy with it. But
Yeah, if all you want out of your computer is to be able to communicate, use
Yeah,
social, browse a bit, and watch, your shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, the iPad is all you need, and it's the
yeah.
least
I mean,
trouble-free.
well, I got the case with the keyboard on there, and I've been writing stuff on there. Just I don't need a laptop. I got this thing, and I don't
Yeah.
even need a mouse. It's got I hate those little pads, but
Sorry, I'm a
I've got
keyboard snob.
I've got an Apple Pencil now. That's my mouse.
Yeah, I'm a keyboard snob.
Uh-oh.
I should try hooking up that keyboard I use for the Mac to the Apple and see to the iPad, and see what happens.
Well,
Might work. Might work.
so now, Rob, like your MacBook is a Pentium MacBook. It's before they went to the M's, so you could
Mhm.
actually boot camp it. You could.
I know,
Yeah. Okay.
and I thought about it, but I re but luckily I have being the tech geek I have bought laptops in the past. So I know exactly what I use a laptop top for. And the Mac is I
Doing what you
bought the
do.
only thing I had to do was I had to finally give in and get a subscription to Office 365,
Ouch.
and I just I had I couldn't make my standalone subscription work anymore. And or I wasn't a subscription. I couldn't make my standalone purchase anymore. But with the 365, I can still give my wife, still give my kid their copies, have my copy here on this computer,
Right.
and I have my copy on the Mac.
Yeah.
And so once I had that up, it was good. I have a few other things because I have some Steam games that run on there, and so that works out. But
Uh,
yeah, I don't really use the laptop as a main computer. I use it for writing.
okay.
Yeah.
The only thing I
Angel,
think I'll purchase for that is they now come out with these monitors that work for USB-Cs that are portable,
hmm,
really portable,
Oh, I've seen some of them. Yeah, tempted.
and they're like $150. So if I, have another nice Kickstarter, I might get a set of those, and that way I can have when I'm out in the field or out in the road, I have that, and then I can just hook those monitors and do what I normally do with my
Yeah.
oh,
crazy four
oh wow.
monitor.
Oh no,
Oh wow.
I've got two monitors, and that's what I
Oh,
need. I'm
one.
good.
Oh, it's more
Death
than that,
Angel.
Eric. I
Uh,
have the
oh,
swing out.
oh, look at that.
Uh,
And the reason I'm doing that is my eyes are getting a little. So what I do when
Oh
I
yeah.
write, I go here, I position it, and I feel so bad because I know some people are having a hard time with their finances.
This is why we have a 70-inch TV over there because we're old and we
yeah.
want to see it.
And I bought this. Uh, I bought a new computer chair. I can recline a little bit. I even have a pull-out footrest
Oh yeah, I have
downstairs.
one like that in the past.
Yeah, I got one like that.
And I can just go here, lean back, and start writing. And because the monitor is pretty close to my face, when I swing it out, it is the
There
most
you go.
comfortable I've been writing in decades.
Nice. Death Angel, thank
I
you. I'm sure.
I already forwarded it on. It's England's Facebook. He'll get it at the end of the show.
Okay, yeah, I thought I heard something. Okay,
Yes, that
no
was
problem.
me. If you heard a ding, it was me.
Well, you're kind of dingy anyway.
Yeah, ding a ling a ling,
Ding a ling a ling.
ding a ling a ling.
Oh
Wow,
man, why is my VPN on? Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But
You know, I-
we covered a lot of ground in this
we sure did.
today. Holy crap!
This is as much as Random Party in RPGs. It's a tech support uh, corner for gamers,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah,
not
no.
the computer gamers, RPG gamers.
Yeah, and and listen, I've said this before. I'm gonna just repeat this. Uh, it- Listen, myself, Joe the lawyer, and Joe Block, we're all doing these collabs. We had one drop today. We're going to be doing our live stream on Sunday at 9 p.m. Sunday night special. Uh, we've been people have been asking us about starting YouTube channels about OSR gaming or RPGs. Hit any of us up. We're happy to answer questions. we're not saying that we have the right ideas that are going to work for you, but we'll be able to tell you about the mistakes that we've made, and maybe you can avoid those mistakes. So, it's not a zero sum thing. We've listen. Rob and I started out as bloggers, okay, and when we were bloggers, you wanted to see more blogs. It wasn't like you didn't want to see more people blogging. You wanted to see more people joining the conversation and putting up their tent poles. So personally, for me, I'd love to see more people join the YouTube or the Rumble or whatever, however you feel comfortable, and getting your videos out. So again, feel free to hit us up with questions. We're happy to
I actually had a blog at one time too. So yeah.
You did.
Yes, I deleted it because I wasn't writing anything on it. I was doing all this.
Oh, wow.
I figured I'm more of a visual and sound guy than I am a, writing everyday guy. Yeah, it was called Too Much Johnson, and I deleted it.
Well, I want to say, even though I'm on with Eric pretty regularly, I don't consider my YouTuber because I don't do it on my own. Because I saw Eric does a lot of work, good work,
Oh
in
yeah,
trying to bringing this to live. Which thank you, by the way, Eric.
You're welcome.
And
you the man.
but I think I finally figured out a stick. I got to practice it to see uh, if there's what way I would do it. But I figured out a way I think I can make videos the way I would like to make videos, and not elaborate. It's just then the only problem is it involves me sitting outdoor talking to all of you, much like in the video to my Kickstarter. But it's winter now, so
Yeah.
I'll probably freeze my balls off if I tried to start my channel now. But I may try it anyway. But yeah, I think I saw a guy who reviews science fiction stuff do it that way, and I really liked it. I
Oh.
think that's a good form for me to do.
Well, just as a heads up, for when we start going to conventions, I have a DJI 3. So this is going, and it's a camera that will
I got something like
follow.
that. I got it off of Timu. It was one of
Yeah,
the Chinese knockoffs.
yeah. This one will actually like follow the faces and all that stuff, and it's got that anti-shake deal going.
Where and how much?
Oh, this was Rach insisted I buy myself uh, my Christmas present that she's going to reimburse me for. This was an Amazon. It was I think 530.
Nice.
530?
Yeah.
Wow.
But well, and the thing is, this is one of those things that are DJI is one of the companies that does all the drones
Uh-huh.
that you see.
But you have magic now, Eric. When did you tell you learned spell? It's disappearing and reappearing in your hand.
You know. But DJI is the one that does drones, and they are a Chinese company, and they are getting hit hard with tariffs. So
Oh yeah.
the DJI 3s that are currently in stock are probably, I don't know, $200 less they're going to be when people have to re-up their stock. So Rach was like, get it. I'm like, I could wait to Christmas. She's like, get it.
I guess I missed something. You bought a drone, a DJI-3
No,
drone?
but this company is the company that's the drone company.
Oh,
So all their products are getting hit with high tariffs because
Yep.
gotcha.
so
So you got a camera from them.
I got a camera. And by the way, it is a really high quality camera. So this is going to be doing a lot of interviews at conventions.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a
So
lot.
how you mount it? How do you set it up? I mean, not set it up like get it
You
going,
can
but
you can
physically set it up.
you can actually if you use this piece here, you can mount it on a tripod,
Okay.
but you can actually hold it in your hand, and it's got that stabilization built in, and it will track faces. So only thing I really need to buy before TotalCon is is a set of clip-on mics. So when I do interviews, I can get some excellent, perfect sound.
I'm just going to use my phone for that.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
think my phone has stabilization. I have to test it.
Yeah,
So,
I know my phone does, but the stabilization on this is spot on, and the facial, you move, the camera will adjust to keep the faces.
all right, how much was it, Eric?
It was like 540, 539.
Oh, okay.
So
So another gaming tech related thing. Could you show my screen? So this is one of the reasons I love my multiple monitor setup. And I shared
wait, we said your screen. You didn't mean your face. Sorry.
right, so this is a page from my Roll 20. So I have this in the monitor that I'm looking at right now. And for those, yeah, you Kickstarter backers will be getting this map. This is a map, one of the few color town maps I'm going to be doing for this Kickstarter. This is Castle Westgard. But off to the side here, and I have to share this again, I have the character sheets on the other monitor. And if
Hmm.
I click on these, it will roll whatever. Now, this is for a 5e campaign I'm running, but I do the same thing for my Majestic Fantasy RPG. So that's cool. So I can have a lot of monsters and characters on these side monitors, and they're all within line of sight. I don't have to go flipping through windows
Hmm.
or folders on my VTT to figure out the character I want to deal with that round.
Sounds good. Eric, no sound.
I muted myself. That was good. I don't know how. I muted myself when I put the damn camera down. God damn it. Excuse me. My nose is tickling. For those who haven't been following along at home, I've been fighting a cold for the last, I don't know, 12 days.
I think you
Who's
give it
count?
to Ron.
I don't. Yeah, I gave Don. I'm gonna give you cooties. Are you ready for cooties? I'm gonna give you cooties. If it wasn't the kissing disease, I'm just saying. Just saying. But I think we've reached a natural place for us to wrap up today. I know it's early, but
Early?
yeah, I slept 9 hours. Yeah, yesterday. I napped before the show, and I'm probably going to be going back to bed. I think my cold is ending, but uh, I am feeling the lethargy.
Gotcha.
So, folks, listen. Huge thank you to everybody in the chat. You've all been extremely good and chatty. So, thank you. Um, Remember, live stream tomorrow night with myself, my wife Rach, Gamers Health. Sunday, 9 p.m. You want
Yay.
to do the Joe, and myself? Yes, Rob.
What?
Oh, I thought Rob had something to say.
No?
Sorry. Um, and other than that, I'm gonna try to bring the Substack back online. It was supposed to be beginning of the month, but I literally got hit with this cold from hell. People have asked, is it COVID? I have no clue. I have no more COVID tests that are within date. So I don't know. COVID's the new flu, and the
Yeah.
flu is the new cold.
I uh I will have a live stream sometime within the next week. I'm kind of like the Tenkar version of the flash mob. I just toss on my computer and say, "Hey, there's a live stream." So
Um, Shellback, this is the link to the Majestic Realms Northern Marches. Um, Rob will have a future. This is the one that Rob is finishing up
Hmm.
to get out the door. And then Rob will be blessing us with a new Kickstarter.
Yeah.
hmm,
There will be a non-Kickstart project, the second edition of the Courage of the Demon Rule. It's been between this Kickstarter and its original my original release. It's all been edited. Most of the art is the same. It's just it's going to be revised so it's no longer set in the Waterlands, and now people can get their hands on my legendary adventure that one reviewer whose name escapes me, the one who reviews all those adventures and
10-foot pole. 10-foot pole.
yeah, the one where 10-foot pole gave 5 out of 5 stars to.
And by the way, he does not do that often. I do believe that Swords of Wizardry Continue Alike got like 4.5 or 5 stars, which shocked the hell out of me. But there are also people who he just instinctively dislikes. So no matter what they put out, they're gonna get trashed.
Mhm.
So I mean, take things with a grain of salt. I don't know. Rob's a likable guy, so I would give him 5 out of 5 anyway. But actually, it's a really good adventure. I play tested it. I would know.
Yes.
Give him the props.
So, folks, other than that, again, thank you. Your support's been great. This channel is growing, and I couldn't do it without all of you and without people like Rob and people like Glen.
Glad to help.
It's really it is a community, and you are all part of
It's
it.
fun.
We thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks.
Good night.